Hi, I'm Riley from the Summer Abroad office, and today I have the wonderful pleasure of speaking with Professor Kass Banning from the Cinema Studies Institute. She taught my summer abroad course in Ireland in 2019, so today we're just going to be talking a bit about the programs. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure, Riley. I couldn't say no to you.
Just to start, why did you want to teach a summer abroad course in Ireland?
Why Ireland? Well, it's a good way to understand Ireland and Irish culture is through cinema. I mean, how is the 1916 Rising depicted, or the Troubles? A lot of students who took the course, not necessarily all of them, often had Irish heritage. So I wanted to tease out those kind of questions of nostalgia because Irish cinema is so much built upon a North American market, diaspora, Irish diaspora, that supports anything Irish.
What other memories in particular do you think stand out in your mind? What do you think you remember the most fondly from the trip?
We went to the RTE television studio. Secondly, went to the Irish Film Institute, where they showed films. They had a library. They had a huge archive. I wish I took pictures. Many of them got quite thrilled. They were sitting at a news desk. Remember that?
Yes.
There's always an aspect of fun, of taking chances.
You bring us some really great ideas about sort of the engagement level with students and these sort of interactive opportunities with field trips and things like that. But I guess if there are other ways that teaching a summer abroad course differs from teaching a course on campus in person or online, what do you think some of those differences are?
Working together as teams, I think you all do presentations. Instead of having students just talk about the film we were watching that week, I had them branch out and try to apply some of the methodology, some of the questions to a film that I would recommend that was of the same ilk or the same genre or the same questions. So in a way, students were building towards, the content of the course rather than just presenting an article or something like that.
Yeah, I think that was a really beneficial experience for me, especially as a second year student. Taking a summer abroad course, it definitely challenged me and pushed me outside my comfort zone a little bit, which I definitely appreciated. So just talking specifically about the location, we were hosted at the University of Maynooth, which was a wonderful institution to be able to learn and grow at as a student. So what do you think are some of the benefits of learning at University of Maynooth and also just not being in Dublin proper, being somewhere outside of the city?
Well, you're in the country. You're in the countryside. You can rent a bicycle and drive on these lanes and discover villages. It was charming. You had two main streets, I think, right? And we would bump into one another. And I think it also helped bonding amongst yourselves. It just was peaceful.
I definitely also found that charm to be very compelling. And, I always think about going back. Why do you think students should choose the Ireland program specifically, or why should Ireland be one of their first stops?
If you're interested in any kind of national cinema, it's a good case study in what you would call a minor cinema. I don't think the average student or even average person in North America knows that history. And if they're interested in questions of colonialism and other parts of the world, well, you learn, this is where it started. This is where those models for subjugating people, the British Empire, started here. And so, in a way, you learn about the economy of empire, but in a way, you reflect further on where you are located in relationship to that empire.
Yes, for sure. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. It was, of course, very nice to see you again. I hope that students will be able to take away a lot of really great information about Ireland and Irish cinema and all that the summer abroad programs have to offer.
Well, thank you, Riley.